This is a painting called Game of Death, and composed of 6 panels. I did this painting right when I was about to graduate UNLV, and was one of my first big paintings, and shown out of the gallery in New York. And then this was a piece called Alley, which I painted in 2001. It's a horizontal composition, and it was a painting that I had painted after I got out of college and started working out of my studio, which was my mom's house, basically her kitchen. I was living and working out of her house till I was like 40 years old. Anyways, I was still kind of toying around with the erotic imagery that I was referencing from Japanese woodblock prints that were made in the Edo period, which lasted like 300 years. The Edo period, I think, started around the 17th century. This is a piece called La La Land, and it refers to a phoenix, firebird, and my own rendition of typography of the LA in the middle, trying to kind of reference the lay of the land in LA. And then this is a piece that's being displayed upstairs. It's a piece, sort of, kind of like a group photo of my friends that are in the graffiti crew, the same graffiti crew design. You know, I grew up watching and playing sports, and I loved they were the LA Raiders when I was growing up. Now they're Oakland, but you can see I used their emblem, or their logo, and I thought it would be a great juxtaposition with kind of like the new and the old, and how football kind of relates to going to war, so to speak. So this is at it's been collected at the Ulrich Museum. This is a piece called Gold State Warriors, trying to reference our Golden State, where I come from, California. And mainly now kind of transferring into researching samurai tales and kind of history of Japanese feudalism. And so this is a piece that's pretty large, and it was the largest painting at the time that I painted in 2002 for my first ever commercial show in the West Coast with L.A. Looper, the gallery that represents me. Here I started kind of playing with and kind of referencing women and geishas. This piece is called East Side, Los Angeles. It's been collected by the LA County Museum of Art. You see the LA City skyscrapers in the background. The wisteria flowers in the foreground. It's something that I grew up seeing every day, because my neighbor, she was this old Hawaiian Japanese lady, and she had a bunch of plants and flowers that kind of related to Hawaii as well as Japan, because she was a Hawaiian Japanese. Anyways, I thought it would be cool to have like wisteria flowers, and my last name is derived from wisteria flower. And here's a piece called Cart Boy, and it's really tiny. It's a diptych. It's probably 8 inches by 20 inches. And this was a painting that I did for my first ever museum show. It was a tandem two-man show at the County Museum, LA County Museum of Art. This is a painting called Shoreline Duel, sort of referencing the Pacific Ocean, where I kind of grew up watching and surfing and skating and living near the beach, and also kind of referencing Venice Beach, which is the LA beach city or town. I really liked using the camouflage patterning inside the duel. This is a painting that is at Kemper Museum in Kansas. It is a large piece. It's 7 feet tall by like 12 or 13 feet in length. And this is one of my favorite paintings of all time. It's a samurai kind of riding into the to warfare and dodging arrows. And in the background, I had a bunch of my friends as well as rival crew members come and tag and hit up in the background. I think I collected a lot of tags from a lot of people. This is a painting called Red Light District. Kind of painting my own red light district because we don't have a red light district in LA. And so, yeah, that was just my vision and imagination going to work. This is also another large painting which consists of 12 panels, and I believe it's like 6 feet tall by like close to 20 feet. And this was also shown at the Los Angeles County Museum. This is a show at the Kemper Museum in Kansas City back in 2006. The show is called Zephyr. So this is an installation shot. Overall, I think it took about 3 years to collect and have all these paintings loaned back. And this one is called Fatal Match. I believe I had shown this out of my sophomore show or second show over at LA Louvre. And this was like the big tour de force piece for the show. And it's referencing a historic characters, a warrior monk who has the long spear or staff, and then the young kid is a famous samurai named Yoshitsune. There's great tales about him, and this was a true story. They fought on this bridge called the Gojo Bridge. It's the 5th bridge crossing over in southern Honshu of Japan. This is a painting called Slow and Easy, a piece that I had shown at LA Louvre. And here I was kind of experimenting with the background, and you can see quite a bit of more patterning in the back, kind of pattern that I took from Japanese textile. Was able to use some brush in painting the flowers in the black clouds on the left side. Probably like very last time that I used brush, because I've been using paint markers now, which make it so much faster and easier to So this is the installation shot. Here's a piece called True Blue Dragon, painted in 2007, and also a large scale painting. This actually made it out of the U.S. continent and all the way out to Europe, and it was one of the paintings that I had shown at the Haunch of Venison in London. Same with this piece, Sky High, also shown in London. And you'll see silhouettes of palm trees on the bottom, and that's kind of referencing the landscape that I see in LA. This is a painting called The Saints, and it was specifically kind of painted for New Orleans. And so you can see, like, for the tags on the back, I tagged the Big Easy, Dirty South, 504, which is the area code to New Orleans, and I think I did some Who Dat tags in the back too. First time kind of piece that I reused the gilding. So the Saints font at the bottom is all gilded on top of gilding and paint. And so there's two layers of gold leaf on this piece. This was a painting that is pretty much dedicated for this huge group exhibition that had taken place in, was it '08, I think? Yeah, '08, called Prospect Barn, and it was in New Orleans, and it was tons of fun. And yeah, this is also kind of, the image is the famous samurai, one of the Soga brothers. There's a long tale. It's a tale of revenge. And the Japanese have used it in a lot of their theatrical kabuki plays, and the story that is. And it's a popular story. But I tried to add like the guitar handle in the back, because New Orleans being a more musically oriented town. Installation shot of Belvedere Museum in Vienna, Austria, and it was for a large group show called Gold, took place in 2012. And I was very honored to be in it. This is a painting that I painted in '09, and here you can see I was kind of checking myself not to bombard the background so much, because I used the pattern to gild in the background with the gold leaf and the fine metal. So I used like the diamond shape. I really wanted to reveal that on the background, so I left the tagging to minimum, and kind of also done away with the huge fonts that I was painting in the foreground. And so kind of an experimental piece, and also one of my first times that I challenged myself to use this vertical composition. The verticality kind of, for me at least, is a little challenging.